Hey, it's Tuesday, November 25th, and you know what that means? Ask a Headhunter Live with me, Tom Alaccio. I'm going to get right into it because we got multiple people wanting to join the call. I'm going to everybody in, and we'll kind of go from there. But this is going to be our only episode this week. The job in cloud thing last week, and we're not doing the recruiter roundtable this Friday. So we're just doing Ask a Headhunter Live today, and we got Steve and Joe in. Hey, what's going on, Steve?
Not much. How are you this fine day?
Every day above ground is a wonderful day, my friend.
What's the weather like out in Maryland?
It's raining.
Oh, good. Man, send
Yeah,
some our way.
we got some rain. We're supposed to get a hay delivery today, so I'm not. That kind of threw a monkey wrench into the plans. But other than that, everything's good.
Cool.
How about yourself?
Good. We could use some moisture here. We're about ready to set an all-time record, I think. If it goes on much longer, we will have not had any measurable snow, and it's not even really raining, but any measurable snow for almost, I think it's over 200 some days, 204 or 5 days at least. So yeah.
So you're you have the glass snows usually like in like April or May, right?
Yeah. I mean, it has snowed on Mother's Day. So the normal routine is you don't want to put too many flowers out that are blooming at that point until after Mother's Day.
Wow. I remember because I get events. I had FAS for a couple of years, so I get all these text messages from Breckenridge, and I think they were skiing up until Mother's Day last year. I think.
Yeah, it's possible.
That's insane.
Well, things are changing, and whenever the weather person says anything in reference to above or below normal, I am really wondering what's normal now.
Normal.
Yeah, it's every year seems to be somewhat of a new normal.
So let's see. Right now, Breckenridge looks like they've gotten some snow.
Yeah, when you look out towards the
They have
mountain,
an 18-inch space depth.
Yeah, and I hope they continue to get snow. It would just be nice for everybody else if there would be some kind of moisture. It doesn't have to be deep snow, but it needs to be. We need to get some rain. I mean, it's just not good for the environment to have everything dry out so much.
They got, let's see, 16 lifts open, 7 trails are open.
Yeah.
Peak, not very many trails are open. Probably got to be everything on peak 8, I bet. Yeah, Tigers is open 4 o'clock, Crosscut. Yeah, so well, hey, if you live there, you can start skiing already.
Yep. I have a brother.
That would be awesome, man. I probably wouldn't do Breckenridge for Thanksgiving. I'd probably go someplace with guaranteed, but that would be awesome to spend Thanksgiving skiing.
Yeah, I mean it is pretty cool. The problem is, and gosh, I have a lot of friends who work for the Colorado Department of Transportation. In fact, 2 or 3 days ago, they were over at my house, and I was just talking to them about what is it that needs to be done to make sure that everybody can get up and around on I-70 without, I drive a Subaru Outback. It's a stick shift. And let me tell you, brother, when I am going 2 miles an hour uphill, because it's kind of stop and go, it's almost frightening.
No, thanks.
Yeah. I mean, I much prefer to drive the Lexus, which is very light. It's faster than my Subaru. But if I'm going skiing or mountain biking or hiking, I've got equipment, and I need to have some cargo room. I don't think I'll buy another stick shift. all
No,
wheel
I,
drive.
I I would buy a stick shift. No, let's see. Um, I can't even think why I would buy a stick shift because all the electronics today are so amazing. You don't need them,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The Porsche 911 Twin Turbo S, which is my bucket list car if I can ever afford one.
What
Like
is it again?
Porsche 911 Turbo S Cabriolet.
Oh yeah.
0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds, and that's with the Triptronic automatic, system, right? You can't shift perfectly as fast as a computer can. You just can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's just like I was reading somewhere. You have to special order some of the cars now, like the not the Ferrari, but maybe it's a Lamborghini. Lamborghini comes in automatic. You don't get it in a stick anymore because like people burn the clutches up. If you're not a race car driver and know how to shift exactly on the when to shift, you'll burn the clutches up. I talked to a guy who owned a exotic car rental, and he said that's what they did. They replaced transmission more than anything because people burned them up.
Well, that's probably what happened to my last Subaru. I had 300 some, I think 360,000 miles on it. But I drove a lot and I was riding that clutch, going up hills sometimes when traffic was bad. So I went through 2 clutches.
Jesus.
So that might have been the problem. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure that I would save myself a lot of aggravation if I just
18 wheelers are automatics now.
yeah. They're wow.
Look at that ass, man.
Wow.
That's an ass.
Nice rear end there.
It is absolutely just a breathtaking car. Absolutely breathtaking.
It used to be years ago when things weren't so busy on I-70 that, and I'm sure they still have it, but I just don't go up there as much because it's if you want to take off on a Thursday, that's the perfect plan. But if you think that you're going to get up there and get in a good day of biking or hiking or skiing and take off even early Friday morning, you're going to arrive just aggravated as hell.
I flew in thinking the same thing, and we got a flat tire, so we had to change that. But even with the flat tire, I thought I'd have time to ski when we got there, and no, you were just exhausted, and the traffic and it was just we got there, we had dinner and fell asleep.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a pleasure to live in Colorado. The accessibility is getting it's narrowing. So thank goodness we're self-employed. I can take off, and it's not that I can make up any. It's hard to make up time in recruiting, I think, quite honestly, but at least you don't have to ask somebody for permission.
Yeah, and you can schedule accordingly. Like when you have enough stuff scheduling going on, jobs covered and everything, you can take a couple of days off and not worry about it.
Yeah.
And with the way that we're all connected, if there's an issue, you can open up your laptop or your iPad and your phone and fix it or deal with it.
Absolutely. Well, in your mind, what's the most important stuff that recruiters should be paying? Let's just talk about construction, man. What do you think are some of the key things that as construction recruiters we should be implementing and doing to have a good productive day?
I mean, the building of your network and the tedious of the follow-up, right? The making sure that you talk to everyone in your network every 30, 60, or 90 days, right? However you decide you're going to do it. Like that is probably my single biggest issue, is that I don't reach out enough to the network that I have. Meaning, do you need any help? Do you have any openings? Constantly planting that seed. And also, are you ready to make a move with the candidates, right? So we know how to develop business. We know how to recruit, right? We know how to write job orders. We know how to send LinkedIn messages. We have that stuff we do. But if you really think about what Finkel talks about, what Lefkowitz talks about, what Burns talks about, and just sales in general, right? I think we miss the most on is that we don't follow up when we say we're going to, and we don't follow up enough to really drive the business development like we should, right? We would rather make cold calls on an MPC to 50 or 100 hiring managers we've never talked to before than to connect with the 50 or 100 hiring managers we have in our network, right? Like, and part of it is, you don't want to call with, I'm just following up, I'm just checking in. Like, that's horrible stuff, right? So it's putting together a plan to say, okay, I'm going to talk to this hiring manager every 30 days because he's always looking for good people. And I'm going to talk to this hiring manager every 60 days because he looks for good people sometimes, but they don't hire a lot. And I'm going to talk to this hiring manager every 90 days because they use recruiters once or twice a year, right? And then put all your hiring managers in those buckets and then put a plan together to continuously do that. If you look at some of the more successful recruiters before we had LinkedIn, like, everyone knew who they were because they called them all the time. That was the only way that you could remind people who you were, right? Now we can send messages, we can do LinkedIn posts, right? I try to do a lot of funny stuff because I feel like that pushes me to the top, and people will see me and then they'll call me, hey, Tom, I saw that post, it was hilarious. By the way, we need to hire somebody, right? So I do a lot of that stuff. But at the end of the day, look back at what, like, classical selling skills, classical business development. We don't do enough of that. And I can talk the game. I am the worst about it, right? I know exactly what I need to do and what I should be doing, and I don't do it. So when you ask me what should we do, I'll tell you exactly what we need to be doing. I just don't do it.
I think you're spot on. The challenge.
And this, I mean, real quick before you start, and I don't mean to interrupt you, and this goes for people who are watching or watch us later. This goes not only for construction recruiters, but it goes for all recruiters. It goes for all sales development, business development side of things. The single biggest issue is the follow-up. We don't follow up when we say we're going to. When someone says to you, now is not a good time, but I may be interested in 6 months, what do you do? So there, go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, no, I think you're spot on. It's the, what do I say when I call them? Because we don't really have a lot of new offerings. There's not a different flavor of Kool-Aid coming out that we can do it in a sense in all these other industries. But I do believe that follow-up. I mean, I'll give you a perfect example. I called a fella in Ohio just before I got on the call. He's a vice president of operations for a construction company. Supposedly they're going to be doing a couple things here in the next couple months. So I thought I'd give a shout and say, listen, who's most affected by this? And he actually told me the name of a guy here in Colorado, and I thought, why does that sound familiar, that name? Well, it was a guy that I'd called, and he says, no. Well, I looked at our messages and back and forth, and he says, yeah, we definitely would like to talk to you. I talked to him. He said, I'll get right back to you. The very next email was, we've chosen another recruiter. Before I could really offer my stuff. So I said, okay, fine.
And your response should be, okay, when he fails,
yeah,
let's have a conversation, right? And then 3 months from now, you call him up and go, hey, David, this is Steve Jenkins. We spoke. I know you guys hired another recruiter, and I'm still here and want to make sure that you got your jobs covered, that you're not pain you were feeling, and things are covered. If they're not, let's talk. That's it. And then 6 months from now, do the same thing. And 9 months from now, and this is what people seem to understand is, right, calling up and saying, I'm following up from our last conversation. You said you hired a new recruiter. You said you just got an employee on board. You said you were getting a contract in X days. And I wanted to see if that pain is still there. If it is, can we be of assistance? There's nothing wrong with that lame script, because it's better than not calling at all.
Absolutely.
So when you say, I don't know what to say, anything you say is better than not calling at all.
Well, yeah, I get that part. when they've said not now, call me later. I get that. What can we do? And the other question I'm going to have, I'll ask you now. Have you considered any of these marketing companies? There was a couple posts on Facebook.
When you say marketing, you're talking about the Harry Latoses that send out the gazillion emails, or are you talking about an actual marketing company?
An actual marketing company. Today I started trying to get connections going with salespeople and marketing types for two reasons. One, I like dealing with salespeople, and I haven't recruited salespeople for a long time, and I really enjoyed it because, hey, you just got to ask them the question: how much did your patch increase because of your existence? Show me the numbers. I like that. But they also know in our industry what is going on. The other thing I'm going to ask these sales and marketing types, mostly the sales types, is how are you keeping in touch with the projects that have been awarded to certain clients or certain companies? Because my Construct Connect license lapses on the 9th of January, and it was great, but I'll bet you there's a hell of a lot cheaper way that these sales and marketing types are keeping in touch with. There might be something else that's coming directly out of the state or the county or the city permitting department.
And those like those things are good too because they're all public record, right? So
well,
you can search for
an AI way that I could figure it out. I just need to find
with the Comet browser. You probably could, if you could find go to the Denver Department of Building Construction or wherever the permits are pulled, and say, look through these 50 pages of permits and find me all the permits that are over $10 million in size, right, or something like that. I mean, I'm just kind of ballparking, but that's how I would look at doing that, right? Getting when we can get Comet or we can get a GPT or whatever agent you're using to do the mind-numbing, tedious work of go through these 50, 100, 300 projects and find me the ones that are 10 million in size, that are 3 years old or two, whatever the things are, right? Because that's what we end up like. I'm like, okay, I can go here and look. Oh, look, all the projects are here. How the fuck am I going to get through all the projects? How am I going to figure out which ones are viable for our firm, right? The plumbing, the one they pulled to put the new sprinkler systems in Tom Alashio's house is not a company I'm going to reach out to, right? But the one for the $50 million data center is one that I'm going to reach out to, right? And then find out who the subs are, right? That's another thing.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, but do they have agents that are running yet? Has Google, David, has Google done what Comet has done with the browser and what Claude and ChatGPT have both done, where you can create those, I don't know what they're called, where they take control of the computer screen and they do all the stuff for you, like I've shown the Comet does. Like when Gemini figures that out, when Google figures that out, that's going to be the killer. Because Gemini 3 right now is awesome. The banana image generation is amazing. The results I got from some of the Gemini stuff that I've done on 3 is really good. So I think Google's not rushing for their Comet browser. Google's not rushing for their agents, right? I think they're being methodical like Google does, and then they're going to release some stuff that's going to blow everybody away.
Because
I just hate Chrome.
All intents and purposes, I'll bet you a dollar to a donut that like Construct Connect and Dodge and all those, they're trying to perfect the exact same thing on a nationwide basis that you and I are just trying to do within our niche or our geography. So it's got to be done.
Yeah, there's Manus has some really good research tools, and I've used that to build some websites. And Dom was saying he uses it for research. I apologize. I did my caffeine today, and so I need to look into that more, and I'm hoping that I can kind of dive into some of these other tools. I got a lot of other irons in the fire. Like, I haven't announced it yet, but we now have the recruiterrebel.com actually has a website, right?
Oh, cool.
Where both the links are to come right to the both this table and the other round table, to the past episodes, right? So I did that, so I got that going. I have another thing that I got working with a partner that I'm working on. So I'd like to kind of like get those off my plate and get back into looking into these AIs and some of these other systems out there that can do some of the stuff you were talking about, like on the research side. I have not found, even using the deep research on Gemini, does it go to its surface level, right? Here are the projects, but can it dig deep into who are the subcontractors, right? Who is the contractor? And then from there, probably can't do that, but we can find out who the people that we need to talk to are, right? If we found out ahead of time that some GC got this big data, we use data centers, and then you could reach out to the subs, the mechanical sub, the electrical sub, the drive. They're all going to need people, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, when you look at Construct Connect, it has been an absolute amazing tool to look at all the bidders. I put every one of those bidders in my database, and then eventually, when I have the list of awarded contractors, I just send that to my TA, and she gives me an Excel spreadsheet, and that's where a portion, probably a third of my phone calls are.
And that's fantastic. I mean, Steve, that's probably better than most, because you're calling these guys up with information that, like, you know what the fuck you're talking about. Hey, this is Steve Jenkins. I noticed that you got the bid for the data center in Albuquerque, and I know that's going to be you're going to need people, right? You may need project managers, you may need superintendents. That I'm here for. And I got a great project manager in Albuquerque who's just finishing up on a project and he's looking to make a move. Let's talk, kind of thing, right? That's a great conversation versus some of the other following up, saw you got it conversations. So you're ahead of the game in a lot of ways.
Oh, absolutely. And it wasn't a king's ransom for Construct Connect, but it was $3,000, and I'll bet you.
How many deals did you make this past year that you wouldn't have made if it wasn't for Construct Connect?
Probably 6.
And that's probably what, $60,000? No, $100,000 in fees.
So, I mean, it's all good. It's just I want to have a little bit more control. I think AI is still in the at the point where there's a lot of people doing generalized AI. I mean, we've all had conversations with these people who say, let me see if I can help you. When you explain to them what you're looking for as a recruiter, that's where they fail. And I guess failed is probably a bad word, but we're not the regular market. We're not using regular marketing situations. We're not marketing cars, jars of mayonnaise, peanut butter, chocolate.
I'm on Construct Connect right now for the project intelligence. Is that what you had?
That's what I had.
So it's $199 a month for the pro. And it says that the starter gives you operational territories, 1 market, and then professional gives you 1+ market. Project is bidding projects only versus all project leads, and then company and contact, all contact details, including email and phone number. And you can export it into CSV, PDF, or XLS.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool. Now, you got it just for Denver for whatever you paid. It was just for Denver or just Colorado?
Yeah. So I may need to research them a little bit more, because if they're dropping it down to paying monthly, I might be open to it.
I mean, it's I need to, I guess for me, it would be, I don't know what market I'd want, this is the professional, and this is the difference. I don't know what does that little asterisk mean? They don't tell you what that asterisk means.
Oh, per market, I think. Oh, I don't know what that means. If just
one market on the starter and one plus market. What does that mean? Operator territory to U.S. state or Canadian regional. Okay.
The funny thing is, and if I was to advise anybody on looking at Construct Connect, when you look at their data, there are no titles. I mean, not what I paid for. There are no titles. There is scant emails. A lot of them go to info or whatever.com, companyname.com. So it's not. I don't think they're giving you as good a data as their ad says.
Okay.
Because I did not. What I would do is I would tell a comment or whatever to scrape that page and give me their titles and any information. And that's where I got it. What I'm trying to find is an AI guy or gal who can do all the stuff that I want, and I don't think I should have to pay that much for them to give me the secret sauce.
So Construct Connect, Dodge, Plan Hub, and Building Connected.
I've not looked at Building Connected or Plan Hub.
Let's see, Building Connected. Building Connected. Account management, getting started with bid board, qualifications for vendors, additional resources. Bid board.
Bid board is another one? Yeah, because I think what it obviously in the world of communication. What's that?
Plan Hub was the other one.
Plan Hub. Well, in the world of communication, whether it be with your wife, your children, or vendors, or clients and candidates, it's trying to explain it or asking the right questions. And so far, I have not met that many AI people who understand, and I can't blame them, understand what we do as recruiters. So that's the real key is to try. Like, for instance, yesterday I was talking to a local guy here who was very excited about having me as a client, of course. But when he showed me everything he does, I've got every situation plus covered already. So he was of no benefit to me whatsoever. And I was just kind of determined to be nice to him but just say, listen, this is what I'm doing. This, and this. Take care of all that. He goes, so you've got all this covered. I said, I do. I think you're going to do really well with like plumbers and HVAC and electricians that need sort of a top of mind marketing tool to get themselves out there. But for me, it's we don't have that many clients. It's not like an HVAC that a neighborhood has 500, and you multiply that times 1,000 neighborhoods, and we got 2 million people. You've got, I don't know what Maryland is, and Chicago, I don't know what David has, but I mean, it's not the same.
So the you're in Denver, so what about to get started on the marketing? I looked into this, and the kid was all excited. I've never followed up. Is these kids are in college and they'll do internships. They get credits for it.
I did that.
Okay.
It worked out really well. Here's the problem. It was me. I was the problem, and I'm still the problem. I don't know exactly, and that's what would be a good topic perhaps for a roundtable is if we were to get a marketing arm or hire a marketer, what is it that we really want? That's the real key, I think. So
Yeah. That's the same thing with the TA. I sit here and look at my brain and go, what can I have someone do for me? Right? Like I don't know what that is. Right? Whether it's TA, whether it's marketing or whatever, it's like, what can they do? Yeah, you're right. A lot of it comes down to I don't know what to delegate. And maybe you tell a marketing graduate, okay, the world is yours, bro. This is my company. Here's all my collateral materials. Fucking market me however you see fit. Like, I don't know.
Well, I will say that before anybody hires somebody remote, they really have to have a bead on making sure that they don't leave any ports open. I do think that when I took that trip overseas to Africa, almost what a year and a half or so ago, I came back. I had an intern doing marketing for me, and all of a sudden, I get onto my Facebook account because he was doing Facebook ads. It was hijacked.
And, oh no!
Yeah, 15 years. 15 years of being on
your Facebook account. What did you not password protect it properly? What?
I don't know. He had my passwords to get in there so he could do the marketing. And I didn't get mad, but I thought, oh boy, this is a lesson. You just got to make sure that everything is bat down. 15 years of being on Facebook. And I'm telling you, Facebook doesn't give a rat's rumpus about.
They don't care.
You're going to get on there again. It's not like, well, I'm not going to do Facebook anymore. I wanted to keep in contact.
They're going to go, nah. Oh, you're lying.
I tried, and if you talk to Ben Meta, it happened to him. And there was just another, it happened to Shally Steckerl just yesterday or today, I think. Something was compromised because it was up on Facebook. Sorry, LinkedIn. Shally got hijacked. Shally got hijacked. And I was going to write.
I have everything on two-factor authentication except for the roundtable, because everyone uses it. Me, Kelly, and Ernie. But everything else, Shelley had hackers. They hacked into Facebook. Like,
well, I don't want to.
Oh, posing as him. Oh, social. What do they call that? Social engineering.
Exactly.
Wow.
Well, I found it. Oh, it pissed me off.
Oh, okay. So I had that too, right? So I had a company that hacked into my info at PR Search Inc., right? Because it wasn't password protected other than like 1, 2, 3 or whatever, right? And because I never used it, it was strictly just a repository. If someone emailed me, it automatically would go. In fact, I thought it was supposed to go to my email, but it didn't, right? So they hacked it, got the password, whatever. And they kept sending emails to it saying that we've hacked your account. And if you don't pay us $500, we're going to release all your browsing history, right? So I never replied because I never checked the email, right? So I finally checked it because what had happened was I got a call from someone that said, hey, I got hired by your company and I got a check and it was too much money or something, right? It was one of those scams. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? It was like, so I did some research. They used my email address to run a bunch of ads on ZipRecruiter or Indeed for administrative assistants for Palmer Roads. And they hired all these people and then were sending them checks and everything. And then they were supposed to go buy their equipment and whatever was left over, send the money back or something. I don't remember the whole deal was. But anyway, I had to go on and I got with Indeed and Zip or whatever. They deleted them. And then when you called Palmer Roads and said, hey, thank you for calling Palmer Roads. If you are inquiring about the administrative position, press 1. And then for Tom, press 2 or whatever, right? When you press 1 and said, hey, I'm really sorry I got hacked, that's not a real job.
Oh, really? You did that? Yeah. I mean, I don't expect to be able to batten every hatch down, but as much as we possibly can. So all I'm saying is, if like when I tried to get my account back from Facebook, they said we don't know who you are. Please send us the front and back of your driver's license, which I did. They said we still don't know who you are. You can't validate who you are. Three weeks. 3 weeks. I went
Did
through.
you ever get your account back?
I did not, and the that was bad enough. That was bad enough. But when I finally did do my new Facebook account, they had so many friend suggestions that they had to have known who I was, because they were my wife's distant relatives. They were distant relatives of mine. Yeah. So
the fact that you sent your driver's license, yeah, but Facebook doesn't care and doesn't do anything to really help people. Yeah. I mean, and the thing is, it's a free service. So they're like, fuck you, it's free. Right? You know, you pay me and then maybe we'll fix it. I guess I understand the concept behind it. Like, think about how many users they have, how many people get compromised, and they probably just have like an AI or a bot or something that they say if the chances are, if they recognize you, they give it back.
They carry only slightly less than Loxo does.
You mean LinkedIn?
No,
I pay LinkedIn, and I think LinkedIn knows they have a monopoly. So when you get banned, you get banned. And like, what are you going to do? Right? Fuck you. We don't owe you anything. LinkedIn has 1 billion active users. Yeah. And of those 1 billion active users, David, any idea how many have premium accounts? Because Facebook is 3.2 billion users. Not a single person pays a fucking penny.
Well, unless you
LinkedIn,
right?
What?
Unless you do ads.
Yeah, but I mean, in terms of like, we have to pay to get a LinkedIn account, LinkedIn Premium, the Navigator, Recruiter Lite, Recruiter Professional, LinkedIn Professional, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So you don't pay, use the free. Yeah, but I would say that 10% of the entire LinkedIn, so 100 million people pay to have access to LinkedIn. And those people still don't get the priority service. There was a girl who had posted on one of the groups that she was banned, and they're not reinstating it, and she can't figure out why. And I have no evidence for this, but the majority of people I see get banned forever are always from India, the Philippines, or out of the country, not U.S. based, right? Miguel, who worked with me for a couple of times, I bought him 2 different Navigator accounts, and both of them got banned. So
I think you're on.
I don't know what my theory, where my theory, if my theory holds water or not. But anecdotally, every time I see someone get banned, they're from overseas, usually India. And I don't know if it has something to do with they focus on their automation there more, or there's so much scamming coming from India because there's a lot of those scam houses out there that maybe you do one thing and you're from India, that's it. It's like a zero tolerance in that country or something. Maybe that's the situation. Because I've been using Loxa, I use SalesQL, I use StopBin. I've got nothing not even how do you do from LinkedIn. And then this girl was saying she's been using Zoom Info or something, whatever she was using for years, and then all of a sudden they banned her. And it just said we've detected unusual activity on your account.
Yeah, I think you're onto something, because it does seem that more often than not they've dug their own hole, that it wasn't just random. So yeah. So
Miguel's case, look, all Miguel was doing was using JobIn. That's it.
But while he was using JobIn, was he on LinkedIn at all?
No. I mean, like, he was following the rules, and because he was in automation and he's in El Salvador, I think that's why he got banned. I truly do. Because you and I, right, we use these tools. Loxo's Chrome extension is illegal according to LinkedIn, right? SalesQL's Chrome extension, is not approved by LinkedIn. You can go and see all the Chrome extensions that are approved by LinkedIn, and Loxo's not on there, Create's not on there, Jobin's not on there, SalesQL is not on there. So we've been using Loxo. I've been using Loxo for 9 years, almost 10 years now, and never got a single issue with it. But it's not an approved.
We haven't been banned, you and me and all the other Loxo Jobin users. But Michael or Mikkel or whatever, and
they're all banned. Yeah, they're banned.
And they were banned for what reason, do you think?
So according to, what time is it? In 20 minutes, I'll tell you.
Oh, okay. Sure. I understand. No, I get it. Yeah. Your advice on texting is working.
Oh, good. Yeah.
So that's okay.
So here we go. LinkedIn is not officially approved 30-bit Chrome extensions. Many are available in the Chrome Web Store. Blah blah blah. Oh, no, that's not it. I was looking 25 game changer. That's the Chrome extension. There was something where LinkedIn had. It was on LinkedIn's website. It was like, these extensions we approve.
Well, I remember we were having a roundtable when some guy from some foreign country did say, "Oh no, Jobin's going to get banned," and I looked online immediately. And I said, "Bro, it isn't." The other ones.
Well, Jobin and Signal Hire are both been removed from LinkedIn in terms of their accounts and their company pages. Right, the extensions still work, but their accounts and their company pages got banned.
What do you think about having a round table that we just have kind of a free-for-all with regard to recruiters about marketing tips, what we would want in a marketer?
I will do that I will absolutely do that as a roundtable topic, a free-for-all on marketing. Bring all your marketing ideas. None of us know a dick about marketing. We want to hear your marketing ideas that is not LinkedIn posts.
Yeah. Because I think if we can get kind of our brain around what's not being a nudge, what's not being a pest, because that's basically what you're seeing on LinkedIn right now. I think is a preponderance of people kind of belly aching and trying to. I guess my theory is that there are far too many people on LinkedIn who do not suffer from imposter syndrome, in that they have no shame. They will put up pictures, they'll post on innocuous things that's just taken up. They're a waste of skin and oxygen. So if we know what we want, and it's all relative to each recruiting agency, then I would go back and hire these interns to just do bits and pieces.
Have you looked at Rich Rosen's LinkedIn lately?
I have read his post.
He doesn't write a single one.
Okay.
He hired someone to do that for him. And those posts, if you've noticed, his posts get a lot of impressions and a lot of activity.
Well, there's another reason for that. I mean, he knows he's a good recruiter.
Yeah. But before they weren't, right? Now, he still, like you said, he still gets traction because of who he is, right?
Yeah.
But his new guy, whatever that guy is really upped his game. And I think that is at minimum something you could look at if you had an intern who could really write well, right? Or picked a style of how you were going to I don't even know if it's that. Like I don't know, like when I go to make a post, right? I made a post the other day. I tried to make a really funny one about recruiting structural engineers, right? And that's for structural engineers, right? That's for recruiting, and that should resonate with hiring managers. That should resonate with other recruiters, and that should resonate with structural engineers who are looking to make job changes. And I think, like, whenever I try to make a post, I'm thinking, who is this going to resonate through or to, right? So if I make a post about the job, about the state of the economy, right, that would resonate to everybody. If I make a post about posting on LinkedIn, it's really going to resonate more with recruiters. If I make a post about a joke, like I feel like I try to always do like a Friday funny, because that drives my. First of all, I get gazillions of impressions if it's a good quality funny post, right? Which drives the algorithms to push you to the top, and that's all I care about, is to make sure that people see me. And so I don't care what I post. I don't care if marketing guy says, like, we need to do more funny stuff, right? Or we need to do more this. I'm fine. As long as I'm in people's face and my impressions are going up, I'm getting like I did that one post about structural engineering, I think compensation. And shit, I got like a half a dozen new connections from it. People reached out to me, 2 candidates from, and it wasn't even that fantastic of a post. So that's kind of like what I would look at if I would move heavily into marketing, is like, how can I get my LinkedIn reputation up? How can I get more impressions? How can I get more people seeing my stuff? So I stay, as you said, top of mind. So when they wake up in the morning, go into LinkedIn, and there's Tom's post about Mr. and Mrs. McGillicuddy's bridge falling down. They go, oh shit, we have a need for a project manager. Somebody call Tom. Like, that's, in my mind, what I use LinkedIn for. Is so people remember who I am.
You know, it's interesting. What I did today on Sales Nav was I just took a list. I took basically the list of companies that are going to do projects from constructing it, and I put all those companies into Sales Nav. And then I thought, okay, I'm looking for sales types, marketing types. I was amazed. I think I used 4 or 5 different titles for 65. I think there's 65 companies. Excluding marketing people, just sales execs, account execs.
Uh-huh.
There were only a handful. What struck me, and I'm glad we're talking about marketing, what struck me as interesting was some companies had 10 marketing titles just in Colorado for, like, Saunders. Let's just say Saunders Construction. Their marketing team consists of like 10 people. So they're on to something. I mean,
oh yeah. So
Saunders has top of mind.
What's the name of that? Is it CMA? Structuring Marketing Association?
Or is it AGC?
No, not the AGC. There's one that's strictly for marketing people in construction and engineering.
Oh man, I got to look that up. I don't know about this.
Association or group that is strictly for marketing people in construction and consulting engineering.
You know, I was going to say the other reason that I am reaching out
Society of Professional Service, SMPS. Try that one. I think that might be it.
Okay.
Second
reason I was reaching out to marketing types in construction is help. Maybe I can hire one of them on a part-time basis.
Yeah.
They already know construction.
Community finance. Yeah. This is the one. If I remember, I like, so, okay. So you're in Denver, right? Colorado.
Yeah.
SMA Colorado. Let's see what they got about you guys. Let's see.
SMPS.
Yep.
Okay.
Events, calendar, home, events in Colorado. We got Unlock SEM Insights, Building the Future of Education, and the Hustle of Hangover. What's this? Waking Up, Creative and Charged. The Hustle Hangover. Wake up, clear, creative, and charged through the holidays and beyond. November 24th. It's funny. This event will not be recorded, and all AI bots will be removed. Thank you for your understanding. I need to start putting that on mine. All AI bots will be removed. Thank you for your understanding. Now, some of them have. Hey, dude, some of them have.
My audio didn't work before
directories.
I joined.
Or maybe they've changed. I just remember way back in the day, these had directories to that.
Well,
Like
yeah,
I'm on the Central Florida one. Board of
Yeah.
directors, past presidents, events, careers, non-members, education, get involved, members only, member directory. Right? Yeah, all the member directors look like they're hidden behind the paywalls now. Mm.
So it's $4.49 for a membership for an individual.
Is
And
that for Denver or for national?
I think that's national. I don't know if it would be cheaper just for Denver. I don't know. I'll look.
Yeah, so like that's, I tell people this all the time. There are so many groups out there that are ancillary to what we do, and find them. Find these associations. Find these groups that aren't the AGC, that aren't the ABC, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if some of them tend to be a little cheaper, right? Because the DBIA used to be like a great group, and now it's fucking ridiculously expensive.
Exactly. Yeah, $449. You get to rub shoulders with marketing types.
And membership in your local track chapter is included.
It's included, so it's national with local included. That's not bad. That might.
I can get my daughter to join as a student.
Yeah,
$25.
Shit.
So it would like there was, so I used to do this stuff. Like I would go and find. There used to be an association of associations, right? There used to be a list of all the associations. List of all associations. Okay, directory of associations. There it is, the directory of associations. There it is right here. The world's largest free online association directory on the internet. That's share a screen. That's share a screen.
What is the site you're looking at?
Directory of associations.
Yeah, so we're on that right now, right? So all types. International, national, state. Let's do national. Let's do categories.
You're getting close. Oh, you get containers. There we go.
The Allenstown Revitalization Association.
So
American Council for Construction Education.
So
I mean,
put your state in there. Put Maryland in there.
Okay, so let's go back.
All states, go to Maryland. Yeah. First.
Oh, come on. Really? You can't? Maryland, categories.
Oh, they knocked you out.
The mechanical. Okay, so I guess that means they're headquartered there.
Oh, okay.
Right. So we definitely don't want that. So if we go, we want to go all types, national associations, right? Or we can do state associations in all categories, construction. Or is that building? Builders.
Right there.
Oh, it's still doing Maryland. It's still doing Maryland. God darn it! It kicked me in everything, but it kept Maryland in.
Well, that's cool though, because it showed two viable ones. You know, you get a student to join
exactly,
and then just use their stuff, right?
Let's see. Yeah, because I have like my Gemini account and my hold on. In my Meet tab, these attention. Where's my attention? I'm doing my attention. So let's go back. This business general. We were on builders, right? Builders. We're gonna do any builder anywhere, right? So builders. Arizona Builders Alliance, Arkansas Home Builders Association, Associated Builders and Contractors, Alabama. There are all the chapters, right?
Chesapeake,
So
and
here's the Chesapeake one,
yeah.
right? And then Connecticut, Georgia, Inland, Kentucky, Metro, New Jersey, Utah, North Texas, Hawaii, Maine, Oklahoma. Okay, we got Builders Association in middle. See, like Building and Contractors in West Virginia. Some of these you miss, right? Because when you go to AGC, that they're like a different name. Colorado Association of Home Builders.
And I look at AGC as, I mean, I look at the member list because I think you can't download it, but you can look at it, scroll through. They're big. They're the Whiteses and the Saunders and the Hensel Phelps.
Yeah.
The big ones. Not a lot of mom and pops on that.
Member job postings.
Again, get some AI guy who's really, or gal who's really good at finding those openings as well.
Yeah, like look at, I mean, like this is like more subs, but like you click on here, it takes you right to their job postings.
Yeah.
They're not looking for anybody.
Look at Gilbane. See if they're looking.
They have PM and a superintendent, of course they do.
Good enough.
Gilbane. Where's Gilbane? Not right there. Oh, I'm sure they got a ton of openings. Oh yeah, they got a friggin' ton.
If you look at your client base, are you still? I mean, I know there's outliers, and you're placing with some huge companies as well. But are yours mostly the 50 to 500 employees still?
Yeah. So I have two really big ones, but my one big one, the way that they're broken up, it's like 50 little companies.
Okay, so
right? So that's what makes it different because they're very decentralized. They allow the GMs to run the location like it's their own baby.
Yeah.
Right. So they can use whatever recruiter they want. They, it's different. This company's always hiring.
Are they growing or are they just replacing?
Cheney is the biggest supplier of construction aggregates, rocks, asphalts, all that. That's what they do. They if you're building something and you need rocks or you need gravel or you need sand, you call Cheney. They're like the biggest in the area.
Oh, okay.
I know the Cheneys. Like I was going to keep my horses at one of the guys' place, right? A friend of mine worked for them. They were a bunch of old rednecks that built $1 billion or a multi-million-dollar company.
Sure. No, that's good. I'll look at my smaller ones because there might be easier.
There's a home builder one.
Do they do multifamily? Because
yeah, see, like, and some of these just don't give good. They're not good directories. They're just not, right? And you can't get through them. Like that's the problem with a lot of these associations, right?
Very true. Very true.
Like why? And here's it built. Dutch Warm Blood Association is on here. Why is the Dutch Warm Blood Association under builders? That's a bad directory.
What's warm blood?
Horses.
Oh.
So yeah, like a Dutch warm blood, German warm bloods, Polish warm bloods.
It's a breed of horse.
Yeah. So if you ever like watch dressage in the Olympics,
sure,
99.9% chance those are all warm blood. Polish, German, Hanoverians, Turkaners. Those were warm. Hanoverians are warm blood. Trainers are warm blood. You got Polish warm bloods. Any of those type of horses, those are all warm bloods.
Cool.
So why that was under that? It was funny. Like builders, let's go to construction. It's also 5 o'clock, so we're gonna do construction work, guys, and then we're gonna get out of here for a double secret probation. 127 AG. There's all the AGCs: Alabama Road Builders, Alaska State Home Builders, Allied, American Society of Professional Estimators, American Subcontractors Association, 7,000 members. This is what I'm looking for. This is good. ABC of Metropolitan Washington.
That would be good.
Associated Builder Countries of Virginia, 23,000 members. Texas, 33,000. Iowa.
Yeah, there's a National Association of the Remodeling Industries. As long as they do multifamily as well.
There we go. There's a member directory.
Yep.
This one. So let's do something I know. Curtain wall. Southern Wall Systems, Midwest D, foremost.
Are you doing a lot of curtain wall work?
I do some. I mean, because part of what I do, people ask me, what do you do? I do construction, design, build, construction, structural and civil engineering, and manufacturing related to design, build, construction, and structural civil engineering. So that includes curtain walls. That would include, let's see what else is on here. That would include steel fabrication. That would include towers, steel erection, anchoring systems, HPDE pipe, anything that's manufactured in a manufacturing facility and needs engineers to be involved in it. Right? Even cranes sometimes, because cranes need, let's see what that's geotechnical construction. Foremost Foundations, Terracon and Rich Gold. Like, that's a big company. Let's see what else we got. ABC Metro Washington. Yeah, no, like that's all. The first thing I do is I go through all the little drop downs and I look for member directories. Find contractors. And you need a login. Find chapters. And let's go to Denver, Colorado.
There's a chapter.
ABC Rocky Mountain chapter and
Probably Colorado Springs as well. Maybe not.
Construction Training Council is the other one. So let's see. This one, we got the Rocky Mountain chapter. No member directory. All the partners are here, though.
Yeah, some of them.
Like they're all big Turner, Hensel Phelps, you know.
Yeah.
Let's see. About Us membership. No price. And we got Chesapeake. We already saw that one. Yeah. So, I mean, like, that's the kind of stuff that I tell people to go through, because this, like you said, and you could get yourself a VA to go through all this, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, anything that we can do to just save time and have us do what we enjoy doing the most.
Sitting on the beach drinking pina coladas.
Well, sitting on the beach.
Construction Industry Roundtable Incorporated. Construction Industry Sales. Construction Industry Service Association. CMA, Construction Management Association. Construction Owners Association. Construction Suppliers Association. Like,
Yeah, like
who's
that
in that?
construction owners, if we were to put in the same criterion that we put into Sales Navigator, it might give us another couple dozen companies to choose from.
Members only directory. New members. Interesting. Construction Industry Roundtable.
Wow. Design and construction firms.
Construction Suppliers. They went out of business. Oh, we already on that one. Okay. Ugh. Dredging, electrical contractors. I mean, there's so many. And you could just get like Heavy Construction Association. Like if that's a big one, heavy construction, I mean, they need help, you know? This is not a very good directory.
I've seen that job stars. Huh, okay. Wow. They got some pretty good ones.
Well, that is all for today's Ask a Headhunter Live. Me and Steve and Dave had a great time. Should join us next time. Until then, we'll see you not this Friday, but actually next Tuesday for Ask a Headhunter Live again, and then the following Friday after Thanksgiving for the Recruiter Roundtable. Until then, don't forget to smile and dial. So we're out. So you would ask me about what did you ask me that I said I couldn't mention?